Good morning, everyone. Another Saturday morning with Gumby and I thought I'd drop in on you guys and offer you a couple of updates. First update I have for you is 88,222. Those are the steps that I got in this week. So I roughly got in 1,000 more than I did the week before. How you doing on your exercise, or how you doing on your goals? Did you set a goal for last week? What'd you do to reach it? I found that when I was working on this, I had to be a lot more intentional because, frankly, I didn't want to come to you guys and say, I didn't meet my goal. So think about your goals, set them out there, put a target, and every day work on them. The next important update for you guys is that did you know that the NFL Draft is going on right now? Now, we all know that there's really only one team in the NFL that means anything, and that's the Packers. They picked the quarterback, a running back, and a tight end. Side note, Iowa, I think, had 3 players drafted in the NFL so far. We've only gone through rounds 1 through 3 and stuff. But let's talk about the NFL draft. When they pick those players, do you ever look back? Do you ever go back on those things? Maybe I'm just one of those guys that geeks out at it, right? But go back over the last 10 years and look at the number one draft picks over the last 10 years and just kind of gauge how many are relevant and how many were really good players, right? You know what that means? I mean, if you look at it, it seems to me like there's only 20-30% of them they actually hit on. So, there's these guys, right? So there's 32 teams, 32 guys that become a millionaire or multi-millionaire in one day, from college to millionaire. But in reality, it's only like 20 or 30% of them actually end up contributing to their team. Why do I tell you that story right now? Well, my next update for you. I think we're going to hear from the PPP on Monday that we're going to be funded for the PPP. What does that mean? I don't know. Just like we just talked about with the NFL draft, what it might mean is 20-30% make a little difference. 20-30% apply to what we're working on. 20-30% help us out. I don't know. The rules aren't set. The final guidance is supposed to come out on, I think it's on April 27th. So I'll know a whole lot more about that. So how it'll affect you, I don't know. How it'll affect CIT, I don't know. There's some really hard math that goes on there, right? So one of the problems is that, for example, some of you are probably making more on unemployment than you were making for CIT. So for me to call you up and bring you back to work probably or quite possibly could be counterproductive for you. The second formula that is in question is the amount of the forgiveness side of it. I don't have a truth. May was the very first month in the history of our company that we were in business that we had zero in revenue, nothing. So, if I'm taking out a loan and I've got no revenue coming in, what good is borrowing money not to do anything and stuff? So I have to look at that and I have to understand what that forgiveness formula means and stuff. So that's it. Then the third element of that PPP that has to be figured out is there's FTE load, right? So the measurement period for the FTE load for CIT was January and February of 2020. And the FTE calculations that we came up with was about 24 FTEs. So somewhere in there, in that formula, there's the forgiveness, there's the FTE load, there's the calling people back, and somewhere those lines intersect someplace. And where they intersect is the sweet spot of where it works for you, it works for CIT, and it doesn't give us a burden moving forward. Because again, borrowing money to pay for wages that we're not generating any revenue doesn't make a lot of sense, especially when through July of 31st of this year, you get to enjoy that extra $600 a week for unemployment. So some of you I might be reaching out to and saying, hey, can you come back and help us out? There's some forgiveness in here that can help CIT. And you'll have to make that decision for yourself as you move forward. I'll make the ask, right? But the big thing is right now I don't know where it is. There's going to be some relief coming, But what it means for us, I don't know that. And I guess by next week's, you'll be notified whether or not you'll be part of that plan or not, if it makes sense for you or not. The next update that I have for you is, man, if I didn't love Joni Ernst before, through this COVID-19, I really love her now. She and her office specifically has been really great to work with through here. So I talked with them last night about 5:30, and they were just bouncing some industry ideas off of me and things that they're trying to do to maybe help out the busing industry and kind of do a little carve out for us and stuff. And I thought that was really cool that they reached out and asked my perspective and my idea on it. So I know I'll put it in the email for this week. I'll put everyone's contacts. If you haven't contacted our federal representatives, I encourage you to still do so. When you get a hold of them and again get a chance to talk to their offices, thank them for refunding the PPP, and then it's the EIDL, that's that disaster loan, that SBA disaster loan thing that I've been talking to you guys about. I think a little bit more funding needs to go to that. I really think that that is the best program that will help me be relevant and secure for you guys for a longer amount of time. And that was the program that I talked about with Joni Ernst's office last night. So I think, again, it's the EIDL or something like that. So if you haven't reached out to your federal representatives, please do. Again, thank them for the PPP. Ask them to consider more funding for the EIDL. And if you get a chance to get a hold of anyone in the Ernst office and campaign, thank them for what they've been doing. They met with individuals from the American Bus Association this week. When Kim and I spoke with Joni, she specifically talked about, and I got it written down here. Let me see if I can find it here. She specifically had mentioned that she understood that the for-hire transportation motor coach companies are essential critical infrastructure. She gets it, right? So when there's a hurricane, they call our industry. When there's a flood, they call us, right? When there's when bad things happen and they need to move a lot of people, they call us. So she gets it, right? And I think it's been really fun to see her engage with us and with our industry. So again, if you reach out to the Ernst office, thank her for all of her activities and ask her to fund and put more money towards the EIDL. With that, that's pretty much my my video for today. Go Pack Go. We got a quarterback, so I don't know. Does that mean Aaron Rodgers is gone in 4 years? Maybe. I can tell you there's games I watched him last year. I'm ready for him to go, sometimes. We got a running back. Man, we had the second best producing running back in the NFL. But you know what? Those guys get hurt every year. So you always got to have a backup plan, right? And then we got a tight end. I don't know enough about tight ends to say. I think it's been a really long time since the Packers have had a tight end that has been worth anything and stuff. But the draft is a time to look forward and get optimistic about the future. I think that this has fallen right in line with the PPP and the EIDL. This is a time to look forward and look optimistic to the future. So let's just keep working hard and we'll get there. Go Pack Go. Semper Gumby.